You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okello, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me for another wonderful episode of the Daily African Proverbs. My name is Simon Javan Okello. I am so grateful that you're here with me for today's session. I am live streaming on YouTube, and we are also on Clubhouse. And we have an amazing proverb that I am going to share with you in just a moment. I would love for you to join me on stage if you're able to. And I would also love for you to ping in, 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, however many people you'd like to, share the link to this conversation with. And feel free to tag us across all social media platforms. It's really, really wonderful to see Rocky and Sarah and Omni. This is Shads. Shads, nice to see you. This is wonderful. And I also see Ron. Thank you all for being here. Feel free to join me on the stage. We have an amazing proverb, and we also have 3 nuggets that we are going to learn from today. Our proverb is from Seychelles. Seychelles is where we are taking our virtual journey today. And the proverb says that the monkey leaps only as far as it can reach. The monkey leaps only as far as it can reach. I would love for you to think about what is it that comes to your mind when you hear this proverb. The monkey leaps only as far as it can reach. And, I see Shads wants to join us here on the stage. If you haven't listened to the African Father in America podcast on other podcasting platforms like Apple, I just want you to know that, we are growing on those platforms as well. We have over 100,000 downloads on Apple Podcasts, and we are 5-star podcast over there. So I would love for you to subscribe to, the African Father in America podcast on Apple Podcast to help us with that growth. But for now, I just want you to think about anyone who has ever tried to stretch beyond their grasp. It's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. And I think about myself when I see this proverb. I think about how many things I'm always juggling at the same time. And a lot of the time, I try to, as the proverb is suggesting, I try to stretch, I try to reach out for, these great opportunities, these great visions. I try to bring them into fruition, but it takes blood, sweat, and tears, and this proverb really, really resonates with me. I want to share the 3 nuggets that my team and I prepared for today's conversation, and then I'm going to continue engaging with you all. I want to hear your voices as well. Now, if you have a notebook somewhere, these are the 3 nuggets that our hope is that by the end of our conversation, even if you have to go before the end of our conversation, you can take away with you. So the first one here is that don't let your limitations hold you back. And then number 2, focus on your mindset. And then number 3, take baby steps. Take your time. We are going to break this down. I know some of your contributions are also going to be aligned with some of the 3 nuggets that I've just shared. I want to welcome Lavender. I want to welcome Shads. And, I want to also welcome everyone else who is just joining us for the first time. Feel free to join us on the stage. Lavender, how are you doing this morning? We are in the same space, and I just want to check in with you.
Hi, Simon. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Lavender. I'm well, and I'm grateful for today. Thank you so much. I'm Lavender, and I'm done speaking.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Shads, how are you doing? And it's been a minute too. I hope you're doing well. Let us know where you are at the moment. And also, If you would like, let us know what you think about this proverb. The monkey leaps only as far as it can reach. Thank you.
Sweet, sweet, sweet greetings, Simon, and everybody in the audience and everyone who's listening. Simon, I have missed listening to your voice. I feel like I come here, but I appreciate you again for the wisdom that you give us and you facilitate for us. We appreciate you so much. I'm always learning when I come on this platform. I am well and very grateful to be alive. It's a great day to be alive and to be grateful for life. The proverb is actually making me appreciate representation right now. I am in the UK, in Leeds, North Yorkshire. And recently I've just been seeing a lot of Black people of color in great positions, and that has empowered me so much right now. So the proverb is making me kind of think of representation, how important it is for the youngest to see people who look like them in higher positions or in leadership roles. You know, I mean, because as the proverb says, the monkey can only jump as far as it can reach, in a sense. And I feel like the more, if I'm just to say, if the younger human being or let's say black individual is the monkey, they're only gonna look up to what they see, and if they don't see someone who looks like them in positions that they might want to go into, they might be discouraged to pursue those positions. I apologize for the noise. I am on the road right now, running to go get some food. I'm sending you all big love and appreciation. You have been listening to Shahada, Omni Shads, sending you big love.
Hey Shads, thank you. It's just wonderful to hear your voice as well. Shads is one of the people that helped build this, Daily African Proverbs programming from the very, very beginning. So it's just wonderful that you're here. And, if you haven't followed Shads on Instagram, follow her. She's a professional dancer doing amazing things in the UK. Thank you for being here. And, I want to welcome Nate as well, and Brother, and William. William, I haven't seen you in a while. Any one of you is welcome to join us on the stage to contribute your voice to today's conversation. And if you haven't learned a little bit about what we're talking about, I want to pin the link to the YouTube live stream so that you can all join me there as well. But the proverb we are discussing today is from Seychelles. And if you are watching or listening to this conversation for the first time, this is the Daily African Proverbs. That's the name of the show. And this podcast is the African Father in America podcast. And we've been sharing African proverbs since January 2021, learning from each other, dissecting these proverbs with the hopes that at the end of it, we live with some African wisdom and we connect with each other in a deeper way, even though we are very far away from each other. So today's proverb from Seychelles says that the monkey leaps only as far as it can reach. By the way, Shads or Lavender, am I saying Seychelles correctly? This is something I always struggle with. How do you say Seychelles?
Me too. You've asked the wrong person. I always bite my tongue with this one. Seashells or Lavender, please help.
I believe that's the right pronunciation for seashells.
That's good. I always, it's very lucky that I got this right. So I'm very proud of myself. So the proverb says the monkey leaps only as far as it can reach. The monkey leaps only as far as it can reach. And, one of the questions that comes up for me is also that a lot of the time we can't achieve our goals if we are not willing to put in the hard work required in order for us to reach those goals that we want to reach, So, when you look at this proverb, you have to take that leap, You have to take that leap. and then you have to decide how far, how deep do you want to go, how much trouble are you willing to put yourself in order for you to accomplish your goal. That's the question that this proverb is sharing with us. But no matter what, in this case, the monkey is the example that we've been given, and I always think very visually. And a lot of the time, for example, if I think about this proverb, I look at the monkey in its setting, in its environment, in the bush, in the trees, and it's not easy to live in such an environment and be taking leaps after leaps every day, taking multiple leaps, So for me, I feel that this proverb also speaks to our own situations, It speaks to our own goal setting and how challenging it is to accomplish a lot of the goals that we set out to accomplish. For example, for me, recently, I was producing Madaraka Festival that I began producing in 2014. So this was the 8th year of producing this festival here in Seattle, Washington. And I began producing events in Kenya, in Kisumu, Kenya, in my mother's backyard. And just being able to produce Madaraka Festival for those many years, to work with a lot of community members, sponsors, volunteers, colleagues like Lavender, and to make something historic happen, something that drew over 7,000 people together physically, and a lot of, millions of people online. Such things, for me, I feel that they are very scary. It's even scary to think about, working on such projects. But I feel that this proverb is reminding us that we are already in our best settings. We are in our natural environment, and we need to take the risks, and we need to, take many, many risks. But be willing to fall, be willing to deal with the consequences of living in that environment that requires us to also take risks. I want to hear more voices. We have another 15 minutes or so, and we are going to wrap up our conversation here. And then I'm going to go to TikTok. I'm going to go live on TikTok to just share the recap of how I think this conversation here went, and to continue growing the African Father in America community over there as well. I typically have a routine where in the morning is where I do this 1-hour show around the proverb of the day, and then I get on to being a full-time father, running One Vibe Media and One Vibe Africa, and just doing other things in the community. So if you want to be a part of this daily routine, let me know, because I'm trying to build a team that can help me sustain this, even into the future. So, brother, how are you doing today? It's really, really wonderful to see you. Shads, do you want to say something about what I just said? Go ahead.
Yes, I will be in the DMs. Thank you so much.
Hey, Shads, I always want to work with you. So I can't wait, and we can be creative. I would just love even your ideas and your opinion if you can't, if you don't have the time. But, we've worked together before, so we can work together again now. I can't wait. Brother Earth, thank you again, man, for being such a great supporter of this show. I know you're just about to share your perspectives as well, but I want to just welcome a couple of people who are joining us, Royston and Willem and Jeffrey. Thank you all for being here with us. We are live actually on YouTube as we speak. You can subscribe to our channel over there. And also, you can follow me on Instagram. The other way to stay connected with me and a lot of the work I do is to follow me on Instagram, which is connected to my Clubhouse account. To those who are joining us on YouTube, thank you again. Please share with me in the comments where you are joining us from. I'm just curious. I want to know. Back to you, brother. Share with us your perspectives on this proverb. Thanks a lot.
Peace and love, family. This is Brother Earth. I'm from the North Carolina territory, and always it's an honor to share the room with you and the family to, go into the wisdom of the ancestors. And when I look at this proverb, it makes me, I can look at it two ways, or they run neck and neck. But the monkey leaps only as far as it can reach. And I would look at that as saying, the monkey likes to stay within the comfort zone. And for myself, you know, what I for my growth and development, what I've come to learn and understand is that a lot of times growth, evolution, leveling up, and all these things are outside of our comfort zone, right? So the monkey just is staying or leaping only as far as it can see. Uh, to a degree, is almost like a lack of faith. Sometimes a monkey could leap to an area that they might not be able to see or have full clearance, but they might be able to get bigger and better fruit, or get to some a new area. But just looking at that, um, that's what comes to mind and what I see. And I think it was real powerful how I don't even want to mess the sister's name up, but she had gave a demonstration of, you know, uh, it's almost like being pardon self. It's giving an example where a child, like for instance, a lot of times a person don't know how to be in a healthy relationship because they never seen a healthy relationship. And to have an example, or to be able to see something, to be able to achieve it, or to visualize it and help to bring it to the manifest is very important to have representation, like she said, to see ones to if we as the so-called black people in America to be programmed and think that we only slaves, we come from slaves, to understand that we come from a royal people. To put those visions back into the mind of the children, it gives them new bounds to shoot for, and it stretches their imagination and allows them to leave their comfort zone. But again, I'm gonna park my plane right there. Peace and love to you and all the family, Salmon. And anything you need me to do to help with the podcast, man, I'm all hands, brother. I'm here for you. Peace and love.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'll definitely be following up with you on that. I need to build, a strong community around this so that we can continue building and growing it. Thank you so much for your contributions. I want to, again, just check in with everyone in the room. I see that we have a couple of people who are probably joining us for the first time, or for the second or the third time. We've been so consistent and persistent with this show to keep it authentic and to keep it a safe space where we can all express ourselves fully, and we can also make our ancestors proud, because we are discussing African proverbs that someone like my mother literally used a lot, and now she is an ancestor, and I'm sure where she's very proud of this routine that I have created for myself. And now we have a community of people that we are expanding it with, and it's becoming something that has helped me connect with so many people around the world, and for example, Madaraka Festival, almost half of the performing artists I knew through the African Father in America podcast and Clubhouse, so it's good to just stay steadfast. Part of what this proverb is talking about is also resilience. The monkey leaps only as far as it can reach. That's the proverb we are discussing today. It's from Seychelles. And I feel that resilience and perseverance are things that stretch you out of your limits too, and I think we need ways to be able to build our resilience and our perseverance and our patience, and I feel that that's how we are going to wrap up our conversation, just talking about maybe one tip. If you're on stage, Lavender and Shads and Brother, think about maybe one tip that you can give our listeners and our viewers when it comes to, an idea of how have you stayed steadfast towards your goal so that you can overcome your limitations, your limitations in terms of resources, in terms of time, in terms of support system. Sometimes you just want to do something, but nobody is even paying attention, So maybe one tip from each one of you as we wrap up our time together today. Thank you so much. So while it's on an open floor right now, so anybody can go. So I'll pass it to Brother.
Peace and love, Simon, and to the family. And this is what I've been dealing with, and I have to constantly remind myself that life is not a sprint, it's not a race, it's a marathon, and you have to pace yourself. And sometimes when you get tired, you know, you might not be able to run at full pace. Sometimes you might have to crawl. Sometimes you might, just have to walk at a slow pace. But long as I know and understand that I'm walking in purpose and I just continue to move forward. Sometimes I get tired. Sometimes I don't feel like it. Like I said, I set limitations within my mind, but I understand that, I just got to keep pressing forward regardless to the fact, and keep my faith and knowing that I'm doing what I'm doing to be pleasing to God and to the ancestors, and just, keep my integrity intact as I push forward. And, if I get another day to try it again, I just, continue to move forward. And that's what I do day to day. Don't look at anything as a loss, or don't look at it for the bad of the situation. Look for the lesson and the blessing in the situation, and just allow it to strengthen me if I get back into a similar situation. So peace and love, Simon.
I love that, especially when you said keeping your integrity intact. That was really powerful, because that's how you can stay peaceful with yourself. And also you talked about being satisfied with how everything went at the end of the day, not worrying whether you are extremely successful or whether you are just successful or whether you just made it through the day. The day was so rough that you barely made it, So I love that. I love how also patience is a theme in, the tip that you just shared with us. I want to welcome Joseph. Joseph, thank you for joining us. And I want to thank everyone who is listening to the African Father in America podcast right now, and also everyone who is watching on YouTube. Thank you so much. We are going towards the tail end of our conversation. Remember, recently we've changed the format of the Daily African Proverbs. When we have a guest, we do a 1-hour session on Clubhouse and YouTube, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The time that the show starts remains the same, Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But when we don't have a guest, I will do a 30-minute show here on Clubhouse and YouTube. And then I'll also do a 30-minute show on TikTok, because we have a growing community there. There's a lot of engagement that we've been seeing with these proverbs over there, and we want to also take it where it's needed while we continue building this community where it all started. So if you're on TikTok, let me know, because I was just really inspired by how the response for these proverbs over there looks like. And now we're also doing a blog. We have a blog from each of these proverbs. We have a blog on my website where you can, when you can't listen and you just want to read, you can actually read, tens of blog posts that we've written over the last few months. And, we're also working on merchandise. Soon we'll have t-shirts with these proverbs, and, tote bags and many other things like backpacks, because we just want to push these African proverbs to the community as much as we can. So if you want to be a part of that entire movement, let me know. We are always trying to continue to build this and grow it and sustain it, so that it's something that actually eventually employs our people globally. So that's what I'm really interested in. That's what I'm trying to overcome right now, and I'm sharing it with you all. Lavender and Shads, how are you all doing? And do you have any tip that you want to share, or should we wrap up? It's exactly 6:30.
Thank you, Simon. For me, I leave it at what brother said, and I'll encourage each one of us to sit on that and digest everything brother said. Thank you so much again for today, and everyone have a blessed day, evening, wherever you are. Thank you so much.
Lavender, you sound so good. You need to start a show. Shads, don't you agree?
Wallahi, literally what I was thinking in my head as you said it. That's why I was clapping. I was flashing the microphone to signify that I'm clapping. Yes, your voice is so beautiful, Lavender. We thank God. We thank God. Um, I really, brother, thank you so much for the knowledge and the wisdom. There's a comment that you said that really touched my heart, and I guess I really needed to hear that. So I appreciate you so much. And it was about look at the blessing in the lesson. I needed to hear that. Look at the blessing in the lesson, or something along those lines. I appreciate you so much, Simon. Always hope to catch you on TikTok. This has been Shad speaking. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shads, and thank you, everyone. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think that's 4 p.m. East African Time. Shads, what time is it in the UK? Like right now.
Right now it's 2 p.m. So it's half past 2 p.m.
Yeah, so this show happens at 2 p.m. UK time. Anyhow, thank you all so much. I'm truly, truly grateful. And to those on YouTube, thank you again. I truly appreciate your support. Remember to subscribe to the channel on YouTube. And if you're on Clubhouse, remember to follow the African Father in America Club, and also nominate your friends to join the African Father in America Club. Thank you all so much. Take care. Peace.
African Father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Africa, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okello, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.